Hey, what a blessing, what a blessing.
Yeah.
Why was it important for you on your birthday to be here to honor Dr. King?
Well, because he's done so much for us, and so I feel as though that we should be here to celebrate his birthday and also to give back to the community, which he did for us.
All right, well, happy birthday.
Thank you.
All right, so happy birthday. How y'all doing?
We're feeling really good.
Yeah. You with T-Mobile?
Yeah! Woo! The best.
What's your name?
My name is Kwani.
Kwani. Why was it important for you to be a part of this?
Because MLK, he definitely had a dream, so we all should be a part of this morning. Yes, yes.
A little cold, but our hearts are
It's a little cold, but I can take it. It's all for a good cause. For a good cause, yes. Most definitely.
Okay, let me talk to the little ones over here. What's your name?
London Ray Canfield.
London. Beautiful name, London. Tell me, London, why was it important for you to be here today?
To respect people for who they are and what they look like.
Okay, all right, great job, great job. And really quick, we're gonna head on down here. We're here on Sumter Street. I want to talk to this young lady real quick.
Hi.
What is your name?
Grace.
Grace. And tell us about your experience here this morning so far.
I was on a run and I actually didn't know that this was happening. So I ran at Hampton and I came back. And it's a beautiful day out and celebrating MLK Day. I love how everybody's coming together. It's beautiful.
Yeah, and you even got a book.
I did. I got a book. It's called Elizabeth George in the Presence of the Enemy. And it seems like a very powerful story. And I'm excited to read it.
And somebody was just giving them out on the parade route.
Yes, there's a one float that is giving out children's books, mysteries, novels, all that kind of stuff.
Well, that's pretty.
All
right. Thank you so much, Grace.
Thanks. Have a great day.
All right, all right. As you can see, we're having a great time here in downtown Charleston on Sumter Street as everyone is here to celebrate the life and legacy of Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. We'll send it back to you.
All right, Octavia, always fun here in Octavia out on the parade route and the spirit and the happiness of everyone involved. Don't worry about the weather. We're out here celebrating the life and times of a great man, and we're having a good time doing it.
We most certainly are. And, you know, one of the things that we love talking about during the Martin Luther King Parade is that Dr. King paid at least 2 visits to Charleston, and there are people who are still with us today who are able to talk about his experience when he came to County Hall and spoke to some 3,000 people. And then he also visited one of the local churches and had an opportunity to talk about his legacy and the importance of keeping the mission of peace and equality going live and well. So we're
you got to
seeing
get
lots
used to us
of
waving
friends.
and talking to people as they go by too. We appreciate
Hey, we're
it.
in the parade too.
We are.
We're in the parade too.
You know, the really good thing about this is we started this day talking about how cold we are, but already we're starting to warm up a little bit because of the energy of this parade, Rob.
There's the Ashley Hall, the bus that went by. I wanted to get in that and walk for a second. But anyway, we're here for a great cause, guys, and we'll weather the storm, if you will, the cold weather. But we got to find out exactly what's going on with the weather. Here's meteorologist Grace Lau, who's been watching things for us all morning and now into the midday. Grace, it's cold. At least it's sunny right now.
Hey, Rob, you're right. I know I have a camera shining over downtown. You got blue skies out there, at least. I know y'all are bundled up. It is very cold, so let's go ahead and find out what you guys are sitting in right now. High pressure in place. We're staying dry today. Very cold out there. Near downtown, Rob, Carolyn, Brendan, Octavia, you are in the 30s. 34 there. 37 in Mount Pleasant. 34 in Kingstree. We're going to be very cold today as we're setting the stage for Tuesday and into Wednesday. Let's go ahead and talk about today, though. We got to get through your Monday, get through the parade as well. Sunshine has returned after a bit of a messy weekend for us. Very cold outside. Those highs are only going to be reaching the low 40s today. Most of us have the day off. Most of us have the rest of the day to kind of enjoy and also prepare for our Tuesday and Wednesday. So day play right now, we're in the 30s as you get out the door. As you head towards the rest of your afternoon, 40, 43 by 3 o'clock. Certainly going to be a cold evening as we're going to see frigid temperatures here in the low country. I'm going to go ahead and start using that vocabulary. We're looking at teens and 20s as you get a bit more inland. So pipe bursting cold tonight as we're getting ready for Tuesday and into Wednesday. What can we expect? Well, of course, we're eyeing a winter storm as it gets a bit closer towards us. Winter storm watch in place. Possibly 1 to even pockets of 3 inches of snow for us across the low country. So make sure you're being weather aware today or weather alerting as we start to tomorrow. Forecast wind chill. Once again, it's going to be very cold outside. So get a bit closer towards these next 24 hours and a lot more, but providing some winter precipitation for us here in the Low Country. I'll map all this out for you coming up just in a couple of minutes.
How much we got left? Wait, stop this thing. How much time I got? How long is the break? How much do we got left? On this Wi-Fi news update. Yeah. Yeah, we got old friend. How you doing? Mr. Walsh, hey. Hi, Miss Ann. Oh, here comes four. How far out are we? One minute. About a minute.
Octavia first, though.
They are?
Yeah.
Well, let me go through.
Sorry, man, I'm just trying to relay.
Well, Channel 4's coming up, so we can get past them. How's it going, Troop Bob? How are you, sir?
My name is Inez. Inez.
And why are you so joyful this morning?
I'm joyful because I have the day off and it's a beautiful day and this holiday to celebrate.
That's right. And why is it important for you to be here to celebrate the life and legacy of Dr. King?
It's a life and legacy because I'm free and I can feel it. I'm free.
All right. Okay. Let's go over here and talk to. Hey! How are you? How are you?
Good, of course. Happy celebrating MLK Day with the Hispanic community because we honor his legacy.
Right.
Yes.
And who are you with today, Nielsen?
Oh, we are with the Hispanic Business Association, Mujeres Latinas, Latin Exchange Club, Charleston Hispanic Association, all of us together celebrating MLK Day.
Right. So why is it important for you to be here?
Oh, because we need to honor his legacy regarding working together as a community. That's what changed our community, and we want to work with future generations.
All right, Nielsen.
Yes,
thank you so much.
My God. Love you.
Love you too. Okay. All right. As you can say, spirits are high here in downtown Charleston. They're having a good time. They're having a party here on Sumter Street, celebrating the life and legacy of the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. We'll send it back to you.
Turn it up.
Man, I'll tell you what, we may have to tell Octavia there's decaffeinated coffee in the world, right?
She is fired
She is
up.
flying high, having a great time. She said spirits are high, and they certainly are. Great to see so much enthusiasm in the parade route here in downtown Charleston.
Yeah, and we should also acknowledge some of the many floats. Right now, the Medical University of South Carolina has their beautiful van going by. The parade marshal this year is Dr. Tamara Butler, who is the executive director of the Avery Research Center here here in downtown Charleston. We saw representatives from the YWCA of Greater Charleston, which of course is responsible for this successful parade for many decades in this community. We saw the Friends of Avery. We saw my sister and my niece.
That's all I need in this parade. As soon as I see Franchetta walk by, my day is
all good.
I am a happy man the rest of the day. She just
You
walked
will
by.
always find a Murray in an MLK parade. That's one of my favorite things. But we also
You'll
saw...
hear her before you see her.
Always. But, Rob, we are definitely having a good time, and you've been a part of this parade. And one of the things we were thinking about is today is chilly, but this isn't the coldest we've ever felt it down here for the parade.
No, I remember actually being in the parade, and it was sleeting a few years ago. So, but we're braving the elements. It is January. It's going to be cold. We know, actually, this is probably the best day to have it because it's going to be even colder over the next few days. And that's where meteorologist Grace Lau comes in. Grace, give us a lowdown on what to expect. I know we've got a lot of busy events coming up weather-wise in the next couple of days.
Hey, Rob. Guys, you're right. We have a lot going on in the weather department. Today, like you mentioned, might be the best day to have the parade because we're seeing sunshine, and this isn't as cold as we're going to be as you head towards the rest of this week. Current temperatures, what you guys are sitting in right now, we're in the mid to upper 30s. As you get out there, 34 King Street, 36 in Moncks Corner, 36 in Walterboro, 34 in St. George. So, as we begin to iron out the forecast for us and what we can expect for Tuesday into Wednesday, the bitter cold has arrived, and it's going to get colder as that Arctic air really sinking into the low country here. This is all setting the stage for a surface low to pass to the south of us, bringing us some moisture mixed in with that Arctic air. We're going to have some winter precipitation for us as we get a bit closer towards the rest of Tuesday into Wednesday. Winter storm watch, that's the timeline for that as well, Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. Right now, it just has most of our area in it to the south of us as well, but Williamsburg and Georgetown counties not within that watch just yet. We're going to continue to watch this for you, give you updates on where they really draw the lines here, but overall, what can we expect? It's going to be cold, cold, cold out there. Forecast wind chill, we're looking at single digits possibly within our inland areas. Closer to the coast out there, 10 to 20. And here's the idea. We knew we were going to be weather alerting earlier this week just because we know how cold it's going to be. We haven't seen temperatures like this in a very long time here. Certainly the coldest air of the season we've seen so far, with those wind chill values being in the single digits. I like to call this pipe bursting cold. So go ahead and start doing those winter weather preps today. Most of us have the day off. It's that perfect day to do that. And then an impactful winter storm heads our way. Once again, still depending on the track that decides the kind of precipitation we could see near the coast. The further away you get from the coast, so the higher chance you're going to be seeing some snow for us. That timeline, we're looking at Tuesday night around 4 or 5 o'clock. That begins. Rain transitions into some snow within our inland areas. A wintry mix on the table as you head a bit closer towards the rest of your Tuesday night. Heaviest is going to be in the overnight hours, mostly clear by Wednesday morning. A few of us could see possibly 1 to 3 inches of snow within our area. And then we're extending the weather alert all the way into Thursday. And here's the reason why. We are staying cold outside. So we could see a refreeze as you head towards Thursday morning. Here's what you need to know. This is mostly going to be light snow, some ice, some sleet, even lightest snow and the lightest ice and the littlest of sleet could cause some travel impacts. So be on the lookout for road closures as well as we head towards these next several days and as that bitter cold persists. So the timing for travel, I'm going to go ahead and suggest it. You may want to stay inside Tuesday night, kind of limit your travel if you can, even into Thursday morning as well. That primary concern, we're looking at snow, freezing rain, black ice, which is very thin, transparent. You really can't see it. That's going to be the issue into Thursday morning. May hinder that travel out there. So we'll continue to keep you updated. Today is more of a weather aware type of day. Tuesday, tomorrow, we're starting our weather alert as that storm begins to get a bit closer towards us, extending it into Wednesday and then into Thursday as well because a refreeze could be possible. Now we're clearing up and even warming up a little bit further as you head towards late next week. Here are your islands and beaches forecast. This is close to the coast today. If you're out and about celebrating the parade, it's cold out there, bundle up. It's going to be that same idea into tomorrow night. We're even challenging some record lows out there for your Thursday morning. So overall, very cold. We're eyeing that storm as it gets a bit closer.
Well, thank you, Grace. So with this winter weather, warming centers are opening in the Low Country tonight for anyone who may not have a warm place to stay. Seacoast Church in Somerville, Holy City Missions at Aldersgate Global Methodist Church in North Charleston, and Goose Creek United Methodist Church will all be open from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. Warm meals will be provided. Anyone is welcome, but pets are not allowed. Meanwhile, an urgent plea from Dorchester Paws ahead of this week's winter weather. The shelter is seeking fosters as they evacuate animals due to the cold weather. Now, the shelter will close at noon today. They're working to get over 50 animals placed before that. Many kennels are outdoors, and Dorchester Paws says they can't guarantee staff will be able to make it into the shelter due to unsafe travel conditions. So they want to get all animals into safe and warm homes ahead of the weather's arrival. The shelter will provide all materials necessary.
Welcome back, everyone, to this. A bit chilly, but we're paying that no mind. Having a great time down here on this Monday morning as we celebrate the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. here. The annual parade in downtown Charleston. It started at Burke High School. We're here at Calhoun and King as the smiling faces and waves are happening all throughout the day. We certainly appreciate you joining us today for this moment.
That's right. And we've got our good friend, the executive director of the YWCA Greater Charleston, LaVonda Brown, who joins us every year. You really are the driving force behind something that's been a well-oiled machine for decades, actually. 53 years in this country, we've been celebrating the work of Dr. King. LaVonda, as you so eloquently said during the breakfast a few days ago, there is still work to be done because until justice just is.
Yes.
Tell us the theme of this year's celebration.
Absolutely. So until justice just is, is our theme this year. It's also a national initiative that YWCA USA puts on that's new. And so for that to have been a theme that was contributed by the community and voted on by the community, to me just said it has to be the theme. It has to be the theme. And it means that until justice is our norm, we have to keep this fight. And we have to do this work. And it is a fight. It is. It has not been an easy battle.
Yeah. And I think, you know, when you think about the theme, until justice, people have to say it a couple of times until they understand what the meaning is.
Right.
You know, we think about this parade starting, you know, a couple of miles down the street near Burke High School. You've seen this parade change over the years in terms of the number and the people who are participating.
Absolutely.
Talk about that.
Yes, we see more and more diversity every year that we do this parade. We see more and more groups. We see younger and older. We see all the faiths, all the different businesses, all the populations. We're just continuing. What Ms. Jackson wanted was for this to not be the African American or Black experience parade.
Right.
She told me she always wanted this parade to be everyone's parade.
So
and
what
that's
does that
what
mean
we're
to you?
seeing.
Yeah, I was going to say, what does that mean to you to see that over the years that we've been doing
It
this?
means that we are doing what I set out to do in 2016 when I met Ms. Jackson for the first time, and that is to continue her vision for this, not only this parade, but for this celebration.
You're right about that, and I always call myself a child of the Y. Anyone who knows me knows that I say that all the time. That is what we learned on Cumming Street. We learned to be inclusive of all people. We learned to uplift others. We learned to care. If we were satisfied in our own skin, but someone was struggling, then that means something's unequal, and that we have to work toward equity, whatever that might mean.
Right. And that is what we mean when we say until justice just is. Until we all feel safe, protected, cared for, and treated equally, we can't stop.
We could talk to you all day, but we do want to see and find out about some of the highlights over the days of celebration. We know that it all started last week.
The breakfast was fantastic. Oh my gosh, Trevor Saunders from Nucor, he came he brought a challenge to the business community to do just that, and that is to use their sphere of influence to really bring about equity. And what better, you know, bunch of people to do that than the gatekeepers and the rule makers and the lawmakers, the business community. So Trevor started off with a call to action. We had our young people come out on Saturday to give us their talents and their gifts and their thoughts about justice. We have, oh my gosh, the ecumenical, where where St. Stephen's Shoemaker from St. Episcopal came out, and again another charge, and that was an individual charge for us to really think about love. And if you don't love the way Dr. King taught about love, then you're not loving, and we're not gonna see the needle move. So it has been a fantastic week, and now we end with the entire community coming out.
Yeah, you talk about, you know, never forgetting what Dr. King meant and his legacy, and to see how far we continue to come every year. And you talk about the people that have been here and how you work tirelessly with the Y and other things as well. It's pretty amazing that it warms your heart to say, yeah, we aren't forgetting, that we're remembering.
We're not forgetting, and every time people show up, they show up more and more, bigger and better, bringing more and more of their thoughts, their views, and their talents. So yeah, it continues to give us hope, even though there is work to be done. And I have people that say, it makes me so sad to think that we haven't stopped. But Reverend Shoemaker said, justice is not like a destination. This is something we have to work at every day. So we're
one thing that Trevor Saunders said, though, we don't want in 5 or 10 years to still be having the same conversation.
So there is a thin line between maintaining that hope and continuing to do the work, between that and then saying, look, it's time to get it done. The time is now.
Yeah,
so I say the time is now.
Yeah. Our good friend LaVonda, I think you might have a desk at News too. We rely on you so often, and we love that too.
Oh, we love it
Thank you for allowing us to be a partner in this great effort every year. It means a lot.
Thank you.
All right. All right, we, of course, are going to continue showing you the sights and sounds of the season. And the season is the Martin Luther King Day celebrations in downtown Charleston. The bands are still coming, the floats, the organizations, schools, and we are going to show it to you live right here.
Yep, we are taking a break, but when we come back, more from downtown Charleston.
Or it went dead. I'm going to find out. I'm going to stop them. I'm going to stop them when they get close. I can't see from here.
And welcome back to downtown Charleston, everybody, as we're celebrating of Greater Charleston, having a great time down here. A little chilly, but we don't even care about that. The sun is shining. Smile on everyone's faces. We're having a great time.
Yeah, I forgot about that. When we started our broadcast today, we talked so much about being cold, and now all this good energy, and that's kind of gone out the window.
That's right.
People still have time to get down here to enjoy the parade, but we, of course, have the honor and privilege of being able to talk to people who make this parade happen and who are the driving force in our community in so many ways. Congratulations to Dr. Tamara Butler for being the Grand Marshal this year. We saw you at the beginning of the parade. When you learned of this honor, this distinction, what was your response, Dr. Butler?
Honestly, I cried.
You cried.
I was very excited. I was just honored to be recognized by such a great organization here in the community, and so it was a full circle. I used to work for the Y when I was young, so it's really great. So
I'm a child of the Y too, so I understand that. As the executive director of the Avery Research Center, which has such historical significance in this community, what does it mean to live in this community and then to be a guiding force with Avery?
I think it's really an important opportunity to really think about how we can give back. So Avery's been a big part of my life. I represented them for a History Bowl when I was in middle school.
Wow.
And so it's just been really it's been an honor to think about bringing all of the Low Country into a building like Avery.
Yeah. 160 years the school is celebrating. Yes. Yeah, they've been around for a while.
Yes. So the building that we're in now was built 1868, and so, but the school opened in 1865, so this year is 160 years.
Pretty amazing.
Yeah, and for people who aren't familiar with Avery and its history, explain, and I know we're challenged a little bit with the sound, but can you explain?
We can listen to the band if you want.
Yeah, let's listen to the band, and then we'll finish our conversation. All right,
this is the King Street Marching Band.
All right,
King Street,
Knightsville, South Carolina. Wow, love seeing these young students, these musicians, these athletes.
The amount of work that goes into it.
Absolutely.
The precision and honing their skills.
Representing our community so strongly. Good stuff.
We're going to continue to celebrate the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. here in downtown Charleston with his annual parade. We're going to take a quick break, but we're going to come back with more of the sights and sounds from downtown Charleston.
Happy King Day, happy day of service. Happy King Day, happy day of service.
The sun is out and everyone's feeling it.
Everyone most certainly is, and we just joined that amazing band from Knightsville, South Carolina. King Street.
I thought it was King Street.
Oh, okay. I thought it was Knightsville. Sure. Okay.
I'm not trying to correct you on there. I'm just making sure.
Okay, King Street. It was King Street. Okay, I know I saw the K, but they were amazing. That's the important thing. Yeah, but so much energy. There's so much to do and see and talk about. Yeah. We were just in the middle of our conversation with Dr. Tamara Butler, who is the Grand Marshal for this year's parade and also serves as the director of the Avery Research Center for African American Studies in Charleston. Let's tell people a little bit more who might be unfamiliar, though Avery's been around for some 160 years. Some people may be unfamiliar with the work that you do.
Yeah, so the Avery Research Center is at 125 Bull Street. It was once the home of the Avery Normal Institute from 1868 until 1947, where we educated black teachers.
Yeah.
And then we became a high school in 47 and then closed, and our students went on to Burke. So we've been the home for a lot of great educators, such as Septima Clark. We think about Lucille Whipper was also a graduate, J.R. Brown, and of course, Miss Cynthia McCautry-Smith.
Yeah. We think, and we did a tribute that probably could have been 10 times longer than it was the other day. Cynthia McCautry-Smith passed away just last week at the age of 102. And as you said, she was one of those amazing people who was educated by Avery and carried what she learned from Avery into many public schools in Charleston.
Yes, it was great. I mean, it was the thing we were honored to have was celebrating her 100th birthday at Avery, and so some of her students are still around.
Yes.
And so they came and they told some stories, but also just being able to celebrate the fact that she was a student who came back to teach, and so she's really touched a lot of lives. We're going to miss her, but we definitely consider her one of our North Stars who continue to inform and shape who we are at Avery Research Center.
To your point, I had an opportunity to speak with Dr. Al Frazier,
yes,
who was one of her students and talked about being in her classroom, and he is the young, tender age of 85.
Yes.
So a lot of her students are still around. Of course, those who are much younger as well, but still celebrating somebody who was so instrumental in informing them, and also making sure that they would go out and also be productive citizens in this community.
Yes. So, I mean, so what we're hoping to do or what we're looking to do is really, one thing that we do at the Avery Research Center is we're an archive, a library, and a museum. And so we like to bring in people to know that this is where your history lives. This is where your stories are told. And so sometimes graduates just drop by and they want to bring their visitors and show them where the classrooms were and just explain that to them. And so I love the fact that we are where we are to be able to share that history.
And you know, one of the things I love is that you are a product of this community. School of the Arts went through schools right here and then came right back here, and you're giving back. That's important to you.
Yes, it is. I get to meet School of the Arts students. I love being able to talk to students all across Charleston, Berkeley, Dorchester County, as well as work with the teachers and having our teachers recognize that our students are brilliant, our students are great, and that we just need a little seed planted. So yeah.
All right. And we are 4 fellow board members on the International African and Museum Board of Directors. Congratulations again on being Grand Marshal, and we appreciate your time, Dr. Butler.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
Keep up the wonderful work. Thank you very much. We're here in downtown Charleston. We got to take a quick break as we are here at the MLK Day Parade. We're coming right back with more. Stay with us.
Next on News 2.
All right, it's a cold day out there as well at the MLK.
Again, everyone, as we are in downtown Charleston, right here at Marion Square, the corner of Calhoun and King Street, the MLK Parade, the annual parade that we've been covering live for years.
Decades,
yeah,
in
right,
fact,
decades,
we've been
right,
out here. And
right.
one of the things that we were laughing about is this the coldest it's ever been? It's definitely warmed up over the hour or so we've been out here.
Yeah, definitely. It's warmed up a little bit. I see the flags on the Francis Marion Hotel. They're not flying as much as they were a few minutes ago. So the wind's come down. So, hey, it's sunny, and that's always a positive.
Yeah, absolutely. So for 53 years in this country, we've been celebrating the life and legacy of Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King. The Greater Charleston YWCA parade and events are the largest in the state. So we are certainly very proud to partner with the YWCA Greater Charleston and the city of Charleston every year to be able to broadcast this parade live, and so glad that you were able to tune in. We've got a lot more to show you. There are more bands and floats and organizations and schools just down the street or so, and that's where Octavia Mitchell is right now. Octavia gets to welcome everyone at the start of the parade. And Tave, we know that you're having a good time where you are on Sumter Street.
Carolyn, you know I most certainly am. I always have a great time. It is a celebration here in the streets of downtown Charleston on this King Day, and we are having a wonderful time. You see people from all walks of life, young, old, a diverse crowd celebrating, gathering to honor the life and legacy of the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Now, I want to talk to this family over here. What is your name?
Olivia.
Olivia?
Yeah.
And what are your kids' names?
Agnes.
Agnes.
And that's Theo.
Theo, okay. So it's Monday, it's cold, but you're here watching and celebrating Dr. King. Why was it important for you to bring your children?
It's just such a beautiful expression of community and symbolic of there's so much hope and love here, and it's just really special for them to see. Yeah.
And Agnes, you've been saying it all morning. I think you've said the best version of it. What have you been saying all morning?
Happy King Day.
Happy King Day. Happy King Day as you eat your pretzels there. All right, Mom, what's your name?
Labanda.
Labanda. And your kids?
Leviathan.
Okay. And why did you feel like you needed to be here today?
I was living in New Orleans, and I just really missed the bands and, love supporting Martin Luther King and everything he stands for.
Yeah. It's a big crowd out here today, considering how cold it is. But it's not too bad here in the sun.
Yeah, it's nice in the sun. Thank you, Octavia.
And Mom, what's your name?
My name's Anna Kate.
Anna, and what are your kids' names?
This is Desi, and Leo is somewhere behind me.
Okay. Hey, Leo. How you doing? Okay, so you're here today celebrating the life and legacy of Dr. King. You brought your children out here on this cold Monday. Why?
This is the best parade all year. We love Martin Luther King, and I love for my kids to see the community out and celebrating. It's wonderful.
And you do, so as much as we've come such a far way, the work continues.
The work continues, yeah, and it takes all of us, and I think it's important for the kids to see how much it means to everyone for us to come together to make it happen.
Yeah, it is truly, truly a celebration here in downtown Charleston. Thank you, Mom. Do you want to say anything?
Say Happy King Day.
Happy King Day.
Happy King Day. All right, so we have seen it all. We've seen creative floats here make their way through downtown Charleston. We've seen a school bus that was decorated, so uniquely decorated with the drawings of students that had Dr. King's images all over the school bus, which I thought was pretty spectacular. We've seen the fancy cars, the Corvettes, the slingshots. It has been amazing. And of course, all of the marching bands. We've seen people here dancing in the streets, having a good time. How are you?
We are good. Come file your taxes with us here at Sonic Tax Office.
Why are you here? You're celebrating King Day today, right?
Yes, we are. Okay. And we're promoting for the people.
All right, okay. All righty, okay. So we're seeing now here on the parade route, we're having a cheerleading squad come through here. And we see a lot of cars coming behind the cheerleading squad as well, and people are here just dancing, as you can see in the streets. Hey! How you doing? How you doing? It is a celebration here in downtown Charleston as we gather to honor the life and legacy of the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. We'll send it back to you, Carolyn, Brendan, and Rob.
All right. Thanks, Octavia. Love it when
Having a lot of
Octavia talks
fun.
to everyone about what it means and why they're here and why they celebrate each and every year.
Yeah, and we certainly have already talked about this, the fact that Dr. King did spend time here in Charleston, and we know that we have another very special connection with the King family, and that's because the executive director of the Y, Christine O. Jackson, was the first cousin of Coretta Scott King, and her cousin, Mrs. King, would come and visit her here in the Charleston community. So we know that we have many connections to the King legacy, and certainly we watch very closely the way the YWCA has tried to make sure that the dream of this historic trailblazer is carried out in this community.
I love the dream continues.
Yes, the dream continues.
It's every single day, something, a breakthrough, and I think this parade to me has always been so much fun because smiles and laughs and waves and just the joy on this morning for MLK Day. And we're happy to be a part of the celebration.
Yeah, certainly. This is a very busy weekend. I mean, we certainly can't forget about the fact that we had the president just a few blocks away giving his final speech at the International African American Museum. President Biden, the first family here, talking about the importance of this city in terms of his success as a president, and also just saying thank you to Charleston, thank you to South Carolina for being a community that cares about others, a community that shows compassion and is continuing to make sure that people are raised to the levels where they should be.
Yeah, pretty amazing. They spent his last full day in office here in Charleston. Spent all afternoon here. That was pretty amazing.
I tell you, could you think of a better place to spend the final day in office than the city of Charleston?
Oh, the Charleston County School District.
And that's why we are so happy that we get to be in this city as well and celebrating the work of Dr. King. Charleston County School District float and supporters and teachers and educators. We certainly want to say thank you to them for all the good work they do in this community. Great supporters of the parade every single year.
Yep, an absolutely beautiful day here, and the parade is still going on and will be, and we'll be here live. But we do want to talk about the weather, Rob. If it was Wednesday morning, we'd be singing a different song right now. Yes, it's nice out here now, a little chilly, but absolutely beautiful. Things are changing, though.
Yeah, great planning by the committee to have the parade today on Monday, because after this it's going to be colder. And, yes, we're even talking about the possibility of some snow, freezing rain, and sleet.
You said it.
We said it. I said that S word.
You did say that.
And I know Grace Lau is going to say it as well. We're going to head back to the News 2 studios to talk about what we can expect. And, again, you take the snow and the ice out of it, it's going to be brutally cold for us over the next few days. Grace?
Hey, Rob, you're right. I know that, like you guys mentioned, today's pretty much the perfect day to have a parade because we're dealing with sun. We're going to be dealing with the other S word, possibly snow, sleet, freezing rain as we head a bit closer towards Tuesday night into Wednesday. So, Skyview 2 Network, this is overlooking the College of Charleston. Blue skies outside as we are dry today. But yes, the Arctic air really beginning to take the reins of the forecast here. Bitterly cold as we head towards the rest of this week. Current temperatures are in those mid to upper 30s right now. So temperatures have risen just a little bit since the beginning of the parade. I'm sure you certainly felt that outside. Every degree counts when you're that cold out there. Sunshine returns. We're very cold with low 40s as you head over towards Charleston and in Mount Pleasant. Here's the rest of your day today. I want to go ahead and talk about today because most of us have the day off. We're going to be sunshine out the door by 12 o'clock, 40s, 43 by your 3 o'clock hour as you head towards the late tonight. Most of us mid to upper 30s by 6. 9 o'clock, we're going to be in those mid to upper 20s as Arctic air, once again, I keep mentioning that, sinks down and really sets the stage for frigid conditions as we head a bit closer towards King Street and a bit closer towards inland tonight. So here's what you're looking at Monday morning into Monday night and Tuesday as well. We're going to be challenging some record lows Wednesday night into Thursday. And this is just kind of preparing us for what we could possibly see as that low pressure system moves on to the south of us. That's why right now we're in our winter storm watch. Tuesday into Wednesday morning, could possibly see 1 to 3 inches of snow at the coast. We're going to be looking at possibly freezing rain and sleet and a mixture of snow as well. We're still kind of ironing out that forecast for you. Like I keep mentioning, as we get closer and closer and closer towards the day of, we're going to know a whole lot more. But what we do know, wind chill values around a single digits now, 5 to 15, more inland. That's what it feels like temperature in the wintertime with 10 to 20. As you get a bit closer to the coast out there. So bitterly cold to start off. We were already going to weather alert because of the bitter cold. And on top of that, we knew that something was brewing as we get a bit closer towards Tuesday into Wednesday. That's that timing now. Tuesday night, rain begins. We're going to transition into snow, especially as you get further away from the coast. There'll be a higher risk you're seeing some snow. Close to the coast out there, snow is still on the table, but could also be a bit of a wintry mix out there. That's that pink you're seeing here. But as you get a bit closer towards Wednesday morning, it's going to be clearing up. However, it could refreeze. We could have that issue of black ice into Thursday morning. That's why we're extending the weather alert for 3 days. What you need to know, this is mostly going to be a light snow for us. It's going to be certainly nice to see. I know we haven't seen it in a while. Even light snow and ice, though, can impact travel. So what are the hours you really need to hinder your roadways if you're going to be out and about? By Tuesday night to Wednesday morning, I advise you stay home. Could see possibly some road closures as well. Wednesday into Thursday, primary concern going to be that freezing rain and black ice. That'll hinder your travel, so make sure you limit that as you head a bit closer towards the rest of Tuesday into Wednesday, even Wednesday morning into Thursday morning. We're going to be very cold outside. So timing for possible winter precipitation, like I keep mentioning, starting Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, things will begin to clear up, but seeing some issues into Thursday. This is why we're weather alerting for 3 separate days, and then clearing up and even thawing out a little bit as you get a bit closer towards Saturday, Sunday. Here are your islands and beaches forecast closer to the coast out there. We're in the low 40s today for your Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Cold, cold, cold. On top of that, we're eyeing that system as it moves on through.
And we got to take a listen to them. my favorite part of the parade.
Man.
Year in and year out, I love the Burke Band. We saw the King Street Band.
Yeah.
That was the Manny Monarchs driving all the way down here to Charleston on King Street so they could perform live in front of us, and it was certainly wonderful to hear.
How exciting for these
I love
students.
it. They'll
They'll never forget this moment when they were on the big stage and they did it during the Martin Luther King Jr. Day Parade. Thank you so much.
The work that comes into it, right? I mean, that's so much work day in and day out. A lot of sweat and tears on the ball fields across high schools, all the work they put into it. Job well done.
All right, and of course we are continuing with the parade, but we also want to take time to talk to people who make this parade happen every single year. Zachora Scott knows about the YWCA and its work in this community. You served actually as the keynote speaker or the student speaker during one of the breakfasts, the MLK breakfast, and now you serve as a volunteer still supporting the YWCA. Zachora, why is this important to you? Why working with the Y? Why should you do that, and why should someone else?
Well, Martin Luther King Jr., he paved the way for us. And for me being a senior in high school, unity is what we need. You know, it's nothing to come out here, he would be proud of us. And you have to understand, we live in a world where we need that encouragement, that drive, that passion. With him and the other Selma impactors, they marched for us. And he would be proud of us. So it's a great impact. And just to see everyone here, he would be very proud.
And we always talk about keeping the dream alive, keeping the young people so they don't forget and realize its importance. The life and legacy of Dr. King is what we talk about so much. But to see young people still ingrained in it and keep learning from it and not forgetting is very important.
Yes, sir. And it's, you know, being a part of Gen Z, it's kind of hard for us because we don't understand that his impact, none of us would be out here if it wasn't for him. So you have, you know, it's amazing to see that he marched for us and all of us can stand out here, you know, so it's amazing.
You know, the MLK breakfast is such a special event, and you gave a speech during that event. I know it was more than a year ago.
Yes.
But do you remember some of the things you said in that speech that you wanted people to know about Dr. King and why you were even giving a speech that day?
Yes, ma'am. So in my speech, I talked about how he I think it was in 1963 or 1968, don't quote me, but where he talked about his I Have a Dream speech. That was a historic moment in history. And you know, 100 years later, 60 years later, we can stand here today and say, wow, like, this is what he stood there on the grounds of the Lincoln Memorial for us. And again, we wouldn't be here without him. And so that's what I wanted my speech to push the effort on his dream, you know?
To really focus on that.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So you volunteer with the Y. What kinds of things do you do now with the Y?
So I just volunteer as in like the parade, like we did the the Grand Marshal, and then I volunteer at the breakfast as well. And just other events.
And do you think you'll maintain your relationship with the Y over the years, always try to stay connected?
Oh yes, for sure. I mean, it's a great organization, and I think that more young people getting involved in the Y, it would be great.
Zachora Scott, thank you so much, and we appreciate your efforts in making this parade happen, and good luck to you as well.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you. All right, we have to take a quick break, but we're loving these sights. We're loving the sounds of this. We do have to take a break, unfortunately, but we are coming right back with more from the MLK Parade. Stay with us, please.
celebrate the life and legacy of the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. I want to talk to this gentleman. What is your name?
I'm Pastor Clifford H. Brown of Unity Missionary Baptist Church of North Charleston, 2027 Delaware Avenue in the Union Heights area.
All right, Pastor Brown, can you talk to me about the significance of this day?
This day is very special to me because Dr. King, he represented equality for everyone, not just African Americans. And this is not a day that Dr. King wanted for us to be able to take off, but he was fighting for equality for us to be able to work. But because of, government and honoring him, they've given this day as the third Monday in January as a national federal day for him.
Yeah.
And so I'm humbled to be here.
Did you have the opportunity to hear Dr. King speak?
No, I haven't. I've seen him on television. I recall back shortly after he was assassinated, his wife still came here, and that showed the dedication that the family had back then and what they have now. Civil rights, it's changing a little bit from the way Dr. King actually was progressing about it. Some people were upset with him. They called him all kinds of names, and that would be expected when you are in leadership. If you don't have any controversy sometimes, you're not a true leader.
How does it make you feel to see the diversity in the crowd today?
It feels good because you see cultures of all ethnic background, and you see blacks, Caucasian, Asians. I mean, you see all types, young and old. So it does a whole lot.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to continue to make our way down the parade route and continue to talk to folks as we celebrate the life and legacy of Dr. King here in downtown Charleston. We'll send it back to you.
All right, Octavia Mitchell, thank you very much. Some of the great people that we've talked to along this parade route, we're seeing them come by here. Everyone in great spirits. Happy MLK Day. It's a wonderful time.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been amazing to see all the schools and organizations and bands and kings and queens and people who really support the growth and health and equity in this community. It has been an amazing King Day celebration, and the weather wasn't so bad after all.
I got to be honest with you. When you guys have interviews, I get to go down on the street, and the Manning Band had me moving.
Oh, yeah.
So that kept me warm. So, again, that's what it's all about, having fun and celebrating. It is a day of celebration and remembrance and just thinking about where we are today and where we're going to go in the future and where we've been in the past. So
absolutely.
We know weather-wise, actually not too bad right now. It's warming up a little bit.
All right.
We'll have much more.
The YWCA of Greater Charleston and the city of Charleston so happy, and we are proud to partner to bring you the MLK Day Parade once again in Charleston. Stay with us. We are coming right back. Stay with us. We're going to a break right now.
Are we in a break?
Catfish went in there with his head and come out very quick and didn't leave nothing there. That's one thing that cases and the politicians and establishment gotta remember. Now, what is the job?
got time to be on TV?
Yeah.
Team coverage, myself, Carol Murray, Rob Fowler, Octavia Mitchell's on the parade route as we are celebrating MLK Day here in downtown Charleston.
It is a cold day, but hearts are warm as we celebrate the life and legacy of Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King. This parade, we're trying to count the years. I think this is over 25.
Yeah,
we may be getting close to 30 years of doing this parade, but 53 years of recognizing Dr. King's work in this country. As a nation, we do it on the third Monday of every January. This is a very special Monday, of course, because the inauguration of President-elect Trump will happen in just a few hours. That's going on as well. So there's a lot happening on this Monday.
And you guys mentioned yesterday President Biden, his last day in office was spent in Charleston. So it's been an interesting weekend, and obviously kicking it off, continuing the holiday weekend through today, and a lot of folks having today off. A lot of folks have come out here, even though it's cold. They bundled up. They listened to the weather forecast, but they are here to celebrate and having a good time. And when I've been down on the street, it's hard not to move because
we've had some great bands down here, smiling faces.
We also want to remind people that the celebrations throughout the day continue at the International African American Museum at 14 Wharfside. There's a band that's playing, and so additional celebrations happening on this day. You can get into the museum free. So this is a day when people are encouraging, not that you just sit back if you don't have to go to school or not have to work, that this is a day of progress, that you do something that helps someone else, a day of empowerment and encouragement.
Talk about the participation in this parade alone. It started at 9 o'clock.
Yes.
Here we are 2 hours later, and this parade is still going strong.
It's still going strong, and we love it. And we've got a lot more of it to show you, and so we are so happy that you are watching via live stream or on the Low Country CW. And then, of course, we'll have a wrap-up throughout the day on our evening as well as our newscast at 11 p.m. tonight.
Yeah, and everyone, it's beautiful out here. The sun is shining. Rob's a very important man in the upcoming days as we continue to talk about the weather and how cold it's going to get and possibly snow.
Yes, the S word. But right now, it's the C word. It's the Corvette Club.
Yeah, I know,
through.
right?
I'll tell you what, there's a lot of different colors of Corvettes, and all here to celebrate. And when you see a Corvette, you can't help but smile because those are some smooth-looking cars, no doubt about it.
So many familiar faces and so many new faces as well, which is wonderful.
Yeah, we are definitely still talking about why we are here on this very special day, and this is a day of progress, a day when we certainly reflect on the work that needs to be done in this community, but we add words of encouragement as to how to get it done. And so let's go to News 2's Octavia Mitchell. She's on Sumter Street, just a few blocks from where the parade kicked off on President just a few hours ago. And Octavia, give us an idea of what you are seeing where you are.
Hey, Carolyn, Rob, and Brendan, we're here on King Street. We're a little further down than where we were before. A little noisy right now as the street sweepers are going through. But that's okay. As you said earlier, Carolyn, it is a day on, not a day off. And the celebrations are underway here in the streets of downtown Charleston. I tell you what, I think I may have even learned a new line dance. How about that? Well, I'm joined now by, what is your name?
Janae Moody Rouse.
Okay, and Janae Moody Rouse. Tell us about the importance of this day. Why was it important for you to be here and to bring your children?
Oh my, this day signifies so much for us. We all have mixed emotions because it signifies so much loss. We've lost so much in order for us to be here, but we've also gained so much. It gives us so much hope for our future. We have hope that our kids will live in a better world. And it's just important for us to bring them every year, no matter how cold it is, we come because we don't want them to ever forget where they came from. And we need for them to know and understand that they have a bright future. And anything they want to do is absolutely possible.
Thank you. We're going to go down here and talk to some more people down the street here, along the parade route here on King Street in downtown Charleston. Hey, how y'all doing? Good morning. Happy King Day.
Happy King Day.
Let me get your names.
Over here. Christina.
Okay. And
Anna. Beth.
Okay. Why is it important for you to be here today?
We came out as friends and a family to celebrate MLK and all that he has done for our community and remind our children how lucky we are that we live in the space we do today, and everyone's equal, and that's why we're here today.
What has been the best part of the celebration for you?
Oh, I think just seeing like all the smiles and how much fun everyone's having and seeing so much of the community all out together.
Okay, so it's a beautiful day here in downtown Charleston. A little cold, but that's okay.
It's gotten better. It was much colder at first.
Yes. Very important for you to bring the kids as well.
Yes.
All right, so we're here on King Street in downtown Charleston. We continue to make our way down the parade route as we talk to people who are gathered here today in downtown Charleston to celebrate the life and legacy of the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., and it is a beautiful celebration today. We'll send it back to you, Carolyn, Brendan, and Rob.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Octavia. We're going to do an interview here in just a minute, but we got another marching band, and we got to listen to the marching band, the Calhoun County School Marching Band. Let's take a listen. Look in. There we go. Another marching band. Certainly wonderful as we continue to cover the MLK Day Parade here in downtown Charleston. Calhoun County Marching Band. Wonderful sights and sounds. We definitely love it. We appreciate all their hard work. They appreciate you making the trip here to Charleston to showcase your skills. It's been wonderful.
We love seeing the talent of local students and love that they get to have this memory being a part of such a special event. And certainly when we think about local and people who know this community well and understand the significance of this day, we turn to our very good friend, Dr. Damon Fordham. Damon is a local, grew up in the east, Mount Pleasant, east of the Cooper, University of South Carolina graduate, and is now teaching at the College of Charleston. And I'm going to let you take it away, Damon. So we rely on you very heavily when we think about things and adding a bit of historical significance. Why is this day so important, do you believe?
It makes things go full circle in a number of ways. Dr. King spoke at Mother Emanuel in 1962, as well as St. Matthew's Baptist Church and the Charleston County Hall, which used to be up on King Street. So it's nice to see all this come full circle, everybody out here to celebrate and everything.
Yeah, we were talking, Octavia was talking to somebody and talked about, there's been significant loss here, but the one word she brought that hit me was hope. There's always hope for a better day, and that's why we're here, just to keep working towards that, right?
Well, not only that, but I would encourage people to go beyond the dream speech. Much of his speeches are available on YouTube, as well as various record albums, books, and things like that. The way to keep things like that going is to study these things and pass it down to the youth and plant those seeds to them so that the youth can be the guiding lights in days of darkness.
And we know, Damon, that one of the focuses of Dr. King's mission before he died was to talk about economic empowerment. Is that something that we have just a few seconds left pretty much, but if you could just touch on that.
Yes, he was killed when he was out trying to get the sanitation workers in Memphis to have a living wage. And so today, of course, that is still a goal, and it's unfortunate that it's still controversial, but it shows how much work needs to be done and why we need to study people like him to make it move forward.
Damon Fordham, always a pleasure to sit next to you or to stand with you and to hear from you. We appreciate your wisdom and all that you do to try to continue to educate and inform people. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you for giving me that platform.
All right. Thank you,
Thank you
Damon.
very much. We are continuing to cover this parade here in downtown Charleston. A beautiful day for a parade. We got to toss to a break right now, but we'll be back with more team coverage in a minute. Here in downtown Charleston. Hello, everyone. We are down on King Street right now. For the last 2 hours, we've seen just a parade, literally, of people coming through here, smiling and waving and having a good time, Carolyn.
Absolutely. We see Morris Brown AME Church coming by right now. Another local. This is a cheering squad, I believe, and I want to make sure that I get it right. Baptist Hill Middle High School, JROTC coming as well. Hey. Hundreds of bands, schools, organizations, kings, queens, civic leaders, clergy, all a part of this parade. They have done such an amazing job of celebrating the work of Dr. King and making sure that we stay encouraged. We also want to let you know that we've got some serious stuff to talk about throughout this day, and that is because of the cold weather that's pending. Dangerously cold weather, of course, and we know that it will now result in some changes in school schedules. The Charleston County School District is announcing that they, in fact, will go to early release tomorrow, Tuesday, and then an e-learning day on Wednesday. And Rob, you say this is warranted.
Yeah, absolutely. We knew these decisions were being talked about. A lot of people wanted to have the answer right away, but now we're starting to get a better forecast, and I think this is a good decision by Charleston County. I'm sure other counties are talking about it as well, and we're going to have all that information, not number one on the weather, but also on some of these closures and changes in schedule in the school systems and many other businesses, I'm sure, as well. Here's meteorologist Grace Lau back at the Channel 2 studios across the water from where we are in downtown Charleston with the latest. Grace?
Hey, Rob, I know it certainly is cold outside. All eyes are on the forecast as we get a bit closer towards tomorrow, where changes will begin for us. Skyview 2 Network, if I had to pick a day to do a parade, it was today, and they certainly got that right. It's staying dry, staying clear out there. Blue skies, but yes, very, very cold. We're in the 30s as you get out the door right now. 38 as you head towards Charleston, 39 Johns Island, 36 King Street all the way into Walterboro, mid to upper 30s there, 37. Cold, 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 and that's the story, and that's what we were very confident in the forecast. We knew it was going to be bitterly cold out there, and that's starting today. Sunshine returns after a bit of a dreary weekend. Most of us in the low 40s as you get out towards the door today. Overnight tonight, once again, we're going to continue to stay very cold out there. By 3 o'clock, 43. That's about as warm as most of us will be. As that Arctic air really sinks into the low country, we're going to start using the terminology frigid outside. We're going to be seeing the teens and 20s. So go ahead and start leaking and dripping those pipes tonight. It's pipe bursting cold as we continue into Tuesday afternoon and evening. And that's certainly when we're going to see that system move on through and cause us some issues. Right now, winter storm watch and a cold weather advisory in place. Just a cold weather advisory kind of encapsulates all that we're going to possibly see with this colder weather, with wind chill values within the single digits, especially within those inland areas. 10 to 20 degrees, that feel-like temperature at the coast. So go ahead and prepare for that. We knew we were going to be cold, and now on top of this, we have a system moving on through to the south of us. Still really depends on the track. I know we've been talking about that since earlier this week, but as we get a bit closer, and we're about 24 hours out from this event, really depends on where that really lands here in the low country. Depend if you get more inland, you could possibly see some more snow for us. Already, if you're further away from the coast, your chance of seeing some accumulating snow is already higher. As you get a bit closer to the coast there, we could see a wintry mix to begin with, transitioning into snow overnight. And that'll be the heaviest that we could possibly see of that lighter snow. Black ice on a Thursday morning because we're staying cold. It could freeze over. So as for that window of timing, Tuesday night, Wednesday morning for the winter precipitation to happen. It's going to be cold Wednesday night to Thursday, even looking at possibly breaking some record lows. So we're going to go ahead and weather alert Tuesday, Wednesday, and into Thursday. As for travel, I know we're going to be looking for some road closures out there. Make sure you're going to continue to stay with us on countont2.com. But as for travel, Tuesday night into Wednesday, when things begin to fall, as you get a bit closer towards Wednesday morning, it'll dry up, but snow, ice, freezing, rain, that'll be a concern for traveling. Just a little bit could cause a lot of issues in the low country. Could possibly see some road closures like I mentioned, bridges. Of course, the last time we saw something like this, they closed a few bridges just because a thin layer of ice, like I keep mentioning, can cause some issues. So make sure you're planning on staying home if you can, Tuesday and into Wednesday and Thursday. That's why we're weather alerting those next 3 days. You get a bit closer towards the rest of the week, going to continue to dry up for us and, of course, thaw out and warm up for us Saturday into Sunday. Here are your islands and beaches forecast close to the coast out there. It's a dry day today, but cold as we head towards these next several days as we're eyeing the system.
Well, thank you, Grace. The Charleston County School District has announced schedule change.
nice cars go by here in the last couple minutes or so, right?
Talk about a car show.
Yeah, it is. It's very nice. And we got the Citadel right here back behind us, I believe. We got bagpipes, and it's definitely something we want to listen into as we're down here live on the corner of King and Calhoun for the MLK Day Parade. We're loving this. The River Dogs are here. Let's take a listen in, right?
It has been a beautiful, beautiful day as we were celebrating the life and legacy of the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And here at the parade route, I found this beautiful family here. What is your name?
Jessica.
Jessica
Jones.
Caitlin Jones. Okay. And tell me about your experience today. Did you enjoy the parade?
Yes, we absolutely enjoyed the parade. Just seeing everyone come out just to celebrate him. It was an honor.
Right.
I loved seeing all the diversity and all the all the togetherness and things in the parade today.
It was a really beautiful day, right? A little cold, but it was very nice.
Yes, very frigid, but very, very good.
Yeah. Day on, not a day off.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much for talking to us. Thank you. And before we wrap it up, because I can actually see our platform from here, I can see Brendan and Carolyn and Rob, and I'm going to go and join them next. I want to give a shout out to our driver. My photographer Tony and I were being driven today by Jamar.
Yes, ma'am.
in the golf cart. And thank you so much for helping us today. Tell me about this day and what it means to you.
This day means a lot. I'm from Sumter, South Carolina, and I used to participate in the Dream Walk back since 2001. So this is something that I've always been a part of. Dr. King has a beautiful legacy, and for us to come down here in the spirit of nonviolence and promote the dream that he once had for our community, for ourselves, and for one another. It's just a beautiful thing, a great thing to be a part of, and I look forward to doing it for many, many, many more years to come.
Okay, thank you, Jamar, and thank you for being such a great driver.
Thank you.
All right, Carolyn, Brendan, and Rob, I am heading to you next, and I'll see you in a minute.
Oh, okay. Are you doing her livestock stuff? Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think mine is.
The gang is all here.
Yes, fun morning.
It was nice. Great for you to go there and talk to people about what it means to them along the Pride Route. It's wonderful.
Brendan, I look forward to this every single year, and I get to meet so many different people who really express what the day truly means. A day on, not a day off, and to celebrate the life and legacy of Dr. King. So it was a beautiful day. A little cold, Rob.
Yes.
But that's okay. Yeah. But it was wonderful.
Yeah.
We think about that. I love what you said, a day on, not a day off, because for a lot of people, they're out of school or not working. But this is a day where people are to think about how they can carry on the legacy of Dr. King, whether in their own homes or communities or schools or organizations. This is a day to be inspired. And we want to remind people that that work continues at the International African American Museum, where you can learn more about the history of this culture. The museum is free today. The trend, the work, the effort continues there, just a few blocks from where we are right now. But take a sweater or jacket, right, Rob?
Yes, it's going to be cold, even colder the next few days. We're going to talk about this on Storm Team 2. We've got some issues that we've got to address weather-wise, and we'll certainly do that. But today, out of all of the days, best day to have the parade.
All right. It's been a great day here. We are out of time. Of course, we'll have much more on this on News 2 at 4, 5, and 6, including the inauguration, including the important weather information as well. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today.
Happy King's Day.
Yeah.
Happy King Day.
Happy
We'll see
King
you later
Day.
today, and thank you for watching.